and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Friday, 16 May. I'm your host Daniel, and today we're going to be talking about Belgium has scrapped their nuclear phase-out plan, no breakthrough is expected from the Russian-Ukrainian talks in Istanbul, and 17 people are wanted over the deadly Bangkok tower collapse. So firstly, Belgium's parliament on Thursday voted to drop the country's planned nuclear phase-out. The motion was passed with 102 votes in favour, 8 against, and 31 abstentions. The federal parliament has just turned the page on 2 decades of blockages, hesitation to pave the way for a realistic and resilient energy model, the energy minister said. This is not just an energy reform. It is a decisive step forward for the economic, environmental, and strategic future of the country, he added. In 2003, Belgium passed a law for the gradual phase-out of nuclear energy. The law stipulated that nuclear energy plants were to be closed by 2025, at least, while prohibiting the construction of new reactors. In 2022, this plan was delayed by 10 years, with plans to run 1 reactor at each of its plants as a backup due to energy uncertainty triggered by the Russian-Ukrainian war. So what? I think this is a great move. Energy security is a big hot topic for Europe right now, and nuclear energy has been shown to be basically the way forward for clean energy. It's the most renewable, the easiest to deal with, so long as it doesn't melt down, obviously. So yeah, I think this is a great move. It's a good way to ensure that Belgium maintains energy, reduce its reliance on things like Russian gas, and just continue to move forward. I hope more countries in Europe make decisions like this, especially Germany. They definitely need to bring back nuclear energy in a big way. And next, negotiations between Ukrainian and Russian envoys in Istanbul are expected to begin Friday morning. Sources from the Turkish Ministry of Foreign Affairs told news agencies that the first direct meeting between the two countries in 3 years is now set to take place with Turkish representation. The ministry sources also said that trilateral talks planned between the United States, Ukraine, and Turkey, as well as between Russia, Ukraine, and Turkey. The US delegation is led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He told reporters that the United States doesn't have high expectations for the talks in Istanbul. Meanwhile, Russia's chief negotiator, Vladimir Medensky, told a news agency that his delegation expects the Ukrainian side at 10 a.m. and is ready for direct talks without preconditions. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he would not attend the talks in protest of his counterpart Vladimir Putin refusing to participate. Zelensky said that Putin's decision to send a decorative lineup instead of attending the talks himself showed that the Russian leader was not serious about ending this war. Russia accused Ukraine of trying to put on a show around the talks. So what? While nothing huge will likely come from these talks, having direct talks between Russia and Ukraine is a massive step forward. It is at least something in the way of peace, even if they can start reducing certain types of attacks, energy infrastructure, civilian infrastructure, etc. However, it's a long road. This doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. Putin clearly, as I've talked multiple times, is almost certainly just trying to delay peace talks. He's trying to appease Trump as best he can while not actually accepting any kind of peace deal and just continuing his advance forward. I think we reported last night that there's reporting that indicates a build-up of troops ready for another offensive during summer. So Russia's not slowing down. Ukraine still needs lots of support. And lastly, a court in Thailand has issued arrest warrants on Thursday for 17 people in connection with the deadly collapse of a Bangkok skyscraper. The 30-story tower, which was under construction and intended to house the State Audit Office, was reduced to rubble within seconds when a 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck Thailand and Myanmar in March. Authorities said they have recovered 89 bodies from the rubble. 7 people are still missing. The tower was the only building in Bangkok that collapsed. The suddenness and speed of its collapse has raised questions about the quality of its construction. Bangkok's deputy police chief said that charges include violations of building codes that resulted in death and carry maximum sentences of life in prison. The authorities are investigating the cause of the collapse and have not yet released their findings. So what? Corruption within construction is a massive issue around the world. These are similar issues that we saw in Turkey when they had their earthquake, not the most recent one in Istanbul, the ones further down south near Izmir where whole cities collapsed, using poor quality concrete and steel to build massive buildings in earthquake-prone regions is clearly extremely risky. It's great to see Thailand taking a step to crack down on stuff like this, especially as it was the only building to collapse. So making an example, showing that, using lower quality resources in the construction will be significantly punished, will possibly reduce it happening more in the future. Thank you for listening to today's Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.